Hello everyone and welcome back to Mist of Time Emporium. I'm so excited today. We're going to be doing a walkthrough of the Tulku Oracle. That was a Kickstarter project. Absolutely stunning project. I highly recommend you go and check out her page. I will leave a link in the description box below. Go check out, she has about a 3-minute video on her process and what the deck means to her, and it's absolutely beautiful. Definitely go watch it and learn a little bit more about this deck. I'm really excited to show you these cards. I have quite a few Oracle and Tarot decks, and this deck just hit me differently. As soon as I opened it and saw these cards and held them in my hand, you could just feel Source speaking to you immediately. I didn't even have to do my normal ritual to tune in. The sounds and the messages just started flooding in. I think you're really gonna love it. So the first thing I just want to talk about real quick is this postcard that came with the deck and the guidebook, and I just immediately fell in love with it. The rainbow and the heart in the foliage here, it's just so calming and so peaceful. The yellows really just feel like you're standing in the sunshine. So I was really excited just to have that little bonus included in there. Another thing I really love about this deck is the depth of the guidebook. So not only do you have the traditional meaning of the card, but we have some affirmations to go along with the card. We have a bit about the elements, the symbolism of the card and the imagery. Then you have what the card actually means, what it means in reverse, and then what we can learn from the card itself and from pulling the card in our reading. It's a really in-depth guide, which I think is gonna really be able to give you a full story about your reading. It's just something I haven't really seen before, something to this extent. And the cards are so detailed themselves that it really tells you a really full story to begin with, but to have this guidebook with all of those extra elements and details, I think is really a gift. So let's go ahead and jump into these cards. Get started. So on each of the cards, you'll see a little symbol up at the top, and those represent the different elements, and she goes into detail about that on her video on her Kickstarter. Again, I really recommend going over there and taking a look. It's also included in the guidebook what each of those symbols means. So the first couple cards we have here are the Chakra Cards. And you can see the imagery here. I have my little chakra stones with me, but you can see the imagery of the chakra symbolism in there, which is really nice. Again, we have the triangle here that matches our chakras. So see here, there's a bat. There's just imagery all throughout. The longer you look at these cards, the more you see. It's really incredible. It almost reminds me of a magic eye picture, where at first you're just seeing these colors and shapes, and then all of a sudden the picture comes into focus. And I really love that about these cards. It really feels so magical. One of the other things that I really like is that she also sells jewelry with these symbols on them. So if there's a particular card or message that resonates with you and you're really trying to bring about that energy or hold that energy in your day, you can get the matching necklace to go with it and really have that energy close to you all the time. Flame is actually one of my favorite cards. I can actually hear the crackling of a fire. It really feels like Source is here with you and you're almost transported to another space and time. I really like this card in particular as a protection from negative energies. I like to put it in my single card holder, and then I have this symbol that I put right here, so I kind of bump the power of that symbol, and I really like just having that on my desk next to me. It's just kind of a reminder that I am protected by Source, and to make sure that I'm keeping my energy clean and protected as well. Tree of Life. I love number 22, Sacred Heart. Sun, Moon. Now this card is really interesting. I've done meditations where you go out and you reconnect to Source if you're feeling a little disconnected, and this image actually was very similar to what I saw when I did one of my meditations about going back and coming from Source. So this card has special meaning for me. Lotus. Om is one of my favorite cards as well. I love the colors in this card and the movement in the bird as it's spreading its wings. I like how there's the main picture of the bird here, but you can almost see another bird with its wings coming back here. Again, the more you look, the more you see, and you just feel your soul stirring from looking at these cards. It really just creates a shift in your energy immediately. I love honeybee as well. I have a thing for honeybees, so it's one of my favorites. I love the explosion of color in Hummingbird. The movement of the colors and the patterns and the textures, it really does give you the feeling of the hummingbird in flight and in motion, and just the joy of a hummingbird's movements. You feel it coming off of the card through the colors and the textures. We have our wise owl and the raven. this is a very powerful card as well, the image of Ganesha in the temple. We have some bells here. You really feel like you've entered a sacred space. We see the statue here. It feels like a feather over here. I believe this is an image of an owl. Again, so much to see in every card. We have Artemis. Bear eagle goddess. I also love the variety of deities in this deck. It doesn't just cover one belief. There's many different beliefs within these cards, and yet I feel they're universal. You really just feel connected to source and all of the different translations of that. You feel at home. Medicine Buddha. Lilith. The Eye of Horus. I was really excited to see these two because I have always really resonated with Egypt, so to have those deities brought in as well, I felt an extra connection to that time. And we have Isis. Guadalupe, and finally I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. I tried not to talk too much. I feel like the cards really do speak for themselves, and it's important to have space to listen, so I hope you were able to hear something yourself from the images. Definitely go check out her Kickstarter page. You will not be disappointed. And if you are in a position to do so, I highly recommend getting the deck when it's available to you. It is absolutely something you want to have in your collection. If you are feeling out of touch with source, you will feel connected right away just by looking through these cards. So thank you for joining me on this walkthrough of the Tulku Oracle, and we'll see you next time. Bye.